Hey, welcome back to the channel. Sun's out, guns out, or sort of. It's an overcast day. And today I'm actually talking about a knife. I recently acquired this knife. I know a fella here locally, and I don't know him super well. I've known him a long time, and I feel like I know him reasonably well, but we're not like super close or anything. I see him a few times a year, and he's been making knives since before I knew him. Does handmade knives. Now, most of his knives are either made from blade blanks or they're made from stock removal. He'll start with a piece of bar stock, and grind out a knife, and he'll make a handle by hand. He likes to work with wood. He likes to work with natural materials. Likes to work with antler and bone, that sort of thing. Makes some very beautiful knives. I don't think I've known him to work with like G10 or any synthetics at all. Maybe micarta. I don't remember seeing micarta handles, but maybe. His sheaths are always hand-stitched leather. He likes to work with leather. About a year ago, a little over a year ago, he started hand forging knives, and he had, I don't think, ever done that before. He tested to become an ABS Apprentice Smith, American Bladesmith Society. And since then, he has been hand forging some blades. Most of his knives are still made with stock removal. But he has been hand forging some, and this is one of them. This is one of his hand forged blades. And I'm sure you can see the hammer marks on it. Most of his blades are ground and polished, so they're very shiny. This one he's left sort of dull and gray for whatever reason. The spine has got a little bit of a dipsy doodle in it, got a little wave in it. So yeah, it has some of the imperfections that so many hand-forged knives would have. I think this one is 1095. I think so far he's only been working in 1095. I think may work in a few other steels, but he prefers 1095. We've got a sharpening choil here. The handles, I believe, are oak. They're held on with these pins that I think are stainless steel. They're ground flush. But yeah, it's just a very simple knife. About a 5-inch blade, 6-inch blade, something like that. About 10, 11, that's about 10 inches overall. Very simple. But anyway, I thought it was neat. I thought I'd show it off. If you're not into knives, this may not be the video for you. But if you like the show Forged in Fire, this may be kind of an interesting piece for you. This is not typical of his work, but you can tell, I think, that the handle scales on one side are much thicker than the other, so they don't quite match up. And at the butt end, they don't match in length either. So this is some sloppy work. I'm not going to say his name. We've got a little bit of sort of spillover, overrun on some epoxy here. So we got some epoxy that is oozed out. It is frankly a crude knife, but it is functional. It's got a convex grind on it. It works pretty well. It's a simple, effective knife, and is the sort of thing that people would have used for thousands of years. It's a handmade knife. I like that it has the hallmarks of being handmade. You can tell it's a handmade knife. It's not mass-produced. Now, if I had paid big money for this knife, I would have been disappointed, but I bought it recently from the knife maker, and he had it with a bunch of other knives. This is the only hand-forged knife that he had available for sale at that time, and it was not expensive. And so considering the price I paid, I'm very happy with it. I would say it is the least expensive hand-forged knife from an ABS Smith anywhere in the world. It was not expensive. But also it shouldn't be, given how crude it is. And again, I'm not exactly complaining. It is crude, but I mean, it's just simple and it's appropriate for its purpose. It's okay. And I know that he hasn't been doing this long and he's going to get better. But I thought it was really cool to have one of his first hand-forged blades. I'm not sure how many he's forged now. He's been doing it for over a year. The ones that he made to test to become an ABS apprentice, I don't know if those would have been retained by American Bladesmith Society. I don't know if they would have been tested to destruction. I'm not really sure how they do that. But he told me that he is, in the intervening year or so, has hand forged relatively few knives. So this is one of only relatively few, and he's still obviously learning. But yeah, I'm excited for him. I just think it's a cool knife. I think it is probably the first hand-forged knife that I've ever owned. I can't remember having owned another one. I have had knives that were handmade, as in hand ground, you know, from bar stock, as stock removal blades. And there are lots of ABS Smiths who make stock removal knives. But I think this is the first one that I've had that's a heat and beat, as it were. He likes to work with a gas forge, not coal or charcoal. And you know, you'll see that on like Forged in Fire. They'll usually work with a gas forge. And he doesn't have any powered equipment. It's all done by hand. It's beaten out with a hammer on an anvil. So no wonder it's crude, because you know, correcting your mistakes takes a long time. He had to put a lot of labor into this. But he's learning, and he's enjoying it, and wants to test for journeyman when he's ready. And I think it's cool. I really admire him for pursuing this dream. And even though this is not the finest example of the knife maker's art, you know what? It's good enough. And I think it's just cool to own something that my friend made by hand, beating it out with a hammer. Well, guys, if you're a knife nerd, maybe you've enjoyed this. Maybe you're aghast at how crude this knife is, or maybe you think it's cool. Maybe you share my enthusiasm. I don't know. But I thought it was neat. As always, keep your powder dry.